Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents the War Room. We've assembled the greatest minds in professional wrestling criticism, and of course, you got yours truly, the sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, Shaking Room, live from the RVA, Richmond, Virginia. Let's see, joining me now to my left, that stage left, from Central Georgia, talking about the American Alacard, live way across the pond in Tokyo, Japan, talking about the huge one, Dave Koco, and of course, way across the other ocean from Mariel, England. He's not a toilet. He's not a glory hunter. He is the S&M. We're talking about LK. What's up, gentlemen? How the hell are you?
Pretty good.
There we go. Good, good, good. Well, we got another Wednesday night war in the room. Of course, three companies went head-to-head NXT, TNA, and Ring of Honor. So with that in the books, I guess we'll start with American Alacard. How do you rank them? Who do you believe won the Wednesday night war, and what do you give them, win, losses, or ties?
All right. Okay, this is going to be difficult because all three of them were kind of like either ties or like slight wins. Damn. I'm gonna say ROH and TNA. Well, okay, ROH. That's number one, with TNA behind it, and then NXT. ROH win, a slight win because it was just good wrestling with no storylines. TNA won because it was a solid show, but it felt kind of lackluster in certain points, and NXT is just it's NXT. It's only good until the specials for the most part. That's just my opinion.
All right, LK, what say you, sir?
I gave all three a win. I think this could be the first time in the War Room on a Wednesday that I give all three shows a win. I really enjoyed my wrestling on this great Wednesday night / Thursday morning for the beloved UK citizens out there. But that makes it difficult to rank them, but if I had to rank them, someone had a gun to my head or had a rope around my neck, I'd probably go Ring of Honor number one. It was just Adam Cole and Nakamura was incredible, and Seidel and Kushida was phenomenal. I'd give number two to TNA. I really enjoyed it as a go home show. It wasn't the best wrestling show of the week, but as a go home show, I think it did a very good job in building for Bound for Glory, and I completely forgot it was Bound for Glory until yesterday. And then I actually watched. I thought, you know what, they did the build, or we'll get on to breaking down later. And number three was NXT. It was a good show, did a good job as a go-home show, building to the Takeover Respect show. But it was overall a good all-round Wednesday.
All right, Koco, who made the top of your list?
This is really tough. You know, it's better than Monday. It's better than a lot of Wednesdays. Wednesdays were in a little bit of a funk. I don't know. I give them all wins for different reasons. I think number one, just because I love New Japan and I love in-ring, I'm giving it to Ring of Honor. There was no storyline, but you just sat down and watched great matches. I know they were, you know, the knock on it is they were pre-recorded back in 1984. But besides that, it was pretty decent to watch, and I enjoyed it a lot. The second one, and this is close, you know what I mean? I want to make sure that if people I think you should check all three out. I think these are all three. I think TNA comes in second. I give it a weaker win, and the only reason I give it a weaker win is because Japan messed up and aired last week's TNA, and I thought last week's TNA was so awesome. I think last week's I know I wasn't on the show, but I really enjoyed last week's TNA, and I thought it came down a little bit. So I put TNA number two, and I'm going to put really close, and I could change this as the night goes on. Number three, NXT. And NXT has definitely been the weakest, unless it's a special event. But this is the first time where it wasn't all pure garbage. The last couple weeks of NXT have literally been, we got good wrestlers, you can't wait to see them next month. That's been NXT all month. This was a really decent NXT. It's not as good as it could be, but man, it's been a stretch of NXT regular shows just being completely garbage. So this one was pretty decent. So I give it third place, but a win. And I like I said, you could probably shuffle all three of these. I think we could all agree that this has probably been the closest Wednesday War Room in a while. And we didn't put War Room in the title because everyone that was commenting was getting pirated links to a movie called War Room. And I didn't know there was a movie called War Room. So now it's just KocoSports presents these three reviews. But it's still the War Room. All right, Booms, how do you rank them?
I'm going to give them all pretty much all wins for the most part. If I had, me ranking them, I'm going to give the top spot to NXT, closely followed by Impact, and then last but certainly not the least was Ring of Honor. I think NXT did a great job, their go-home show to take over. I was really kind of curious to see how NXT was going to take it, handling two major events this close together. Now, typically they had done it, I guess quarterly would be the best way to put it. Well, they just came off of a phenomenal event at NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn. Now they're going to follow that up more than a month later in back at Full Sail University, and I was really hyped up by it. I thought it was a great go-home show. Impact, my complaint with that, the negative side to Impact is I wish there were some more matches on there, and I think what they had was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible, and props to Tommaso Ciampa for doing double duty on the same night.
He's our MVP tonight.
Yeah, he is.
He's our Rick Rude. This Wednesday's Rick Rude, showing up on both shows.
There you go. But and that's not a slight against Ring of Honor. I think Ring of Honor did a great show. It was a solid show, but it was recorded in Philadelphia back in August. So, and then that's not necessarily negative. It's just that they just came off All-Star Extravaganza. I said this last week, and I'm going to say it again. I want to see how they follow up with all this stuff. I want to hear Adam Cole's explanation. I want to see, how's AJ Styles going to, what's his strategy for going after the championship. I want to see more title defenses. I want to see what's Silas Young doing with the boys. There's just a lot of things that I want to see, coming out of this, and they're not addressing that. And I know it's not necessarily their fault, but it's just what they had was great, and overall it was a solid show. So that's how I rank them. Now, who do we want to start with first? I'll tell you what, American Alacard, you're not normally on this. You're kind of our guest here. What do you want to start with? What do you think we should? Who do you think took the top spot, and who should we start with?
Let's go with order of how they came on TV.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I think.
Well, doesn't NXT and Ring of Honor air at the same time?
No, I think
NXT got bought at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay,
NXT,
so
isn't NXT then Impact?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so someone doesn't live in America and doesn't watch live. All right, so we're going NXT, Impact, Ring of Honor. Is that correct, fellow Americans?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. NXT. Okay, going to start out with NXT. Now, quickly, I'm going to read the crate results, then we're going to break it down. The first, we had a tag team match. It's in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Finn Balor and Samoa Joe defeated Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy to move on to the semifinals, which will take place this upcoming Wednesday on the NXT the WWE Network. Apollo Crews defeated Johnny Gargano. Dana Brooke and Emma defeated Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Tyler Breeze beat Tommaso Ciampa. And then we had it ended with a hype package between Bayley and Sasha Banks and their the build up for their 30-minute Iron Maiden match. At least that's what I'm going to call it for the NXT Women's Championship. So take a look. We're going to break this down here. Now, like I said, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic coming up here. Some news coming out about that I believe both Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes are going to be there. They're going to, I guess, present the winners, I believe, with a trophy. But there's some, spatterings online saying, hey, he may be, Gold Dust, Dustin Rhodes may be doing a little bit more than just presenting a trophy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But looking at this match here, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. I think it's a great tag team. This is this is just like something out of fantasy wrestling. It's like, well, let's put Prince Devitt with Samoa Joe. Let's see how that goes. And speaking of Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, should be noted, came out in the leather jacket, back when he was the real rock and roller over in New Japan, that leather jacket. I'm smelling a possible...
And the graphic said Devitt Club. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't
No,
expect that.
no, it said Balor Club.
Oh, Balor Club. My bad.
Yeah,
Minus 1,000 being punched in the head.
Balor Club. Put on a good match. Now, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, I will say this about them. There's a lot of people saying, oh, no, we should call them up. I'm like, no, I don't think they're quite ready yet. Charisma-wise, promo-wise, yes, they're ready. But in-ring-wise, I think they got a little work to do. But with that being said, I believe these two wrestled their best match to date against Balor and Joe. So I guess I'll start with American Alacard. I mean, what do you think about how the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic is shaping up, and how about these two teams, and particularly Balor and Joe's win?
Like the tournament, I have no idea what it's for.
This is kind of like if you want to go way back in wrestling history, this is kind of like the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup, where they had tag teams. It was tag teams in Smoky Mountain and the territory days, and they also brought in tag teams from around the world, other territories, and they competed, and the winners got I think, and this was all kayfabe, but I think the winners got $100,000. This is kind of what this is like. They're doing this to honor Dusty Rhodes. So they have a big tag team tournament. They even brought in some outside. Well, mainly the only outside team was Gargano and Ciampa. And I believe, at least from what I'm reading, the winners will be presented with a trophy. They've already had a huge. Say again?
With the Vaudevillians in the tournament.
Yeah, the Vaudevillains were in. Actually, funny you should mention that. That was the biggest upset in the Tag Team Classic. The Vaudevillains were actually upset by, I'm going to call them the Mechanics, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. They beat them with the Shatter Machine at a house show. They did show clips of that, so it wasn't just like still pictures. And so yeah, that was the big upset of the tournament, that the tag team champions were in it, but they got knocked out early.
Okay. I guess so. I mean, is the finals happening next week?
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to have the semifinals and then the finals. So you'll have two of those tag team matches. You're going to have Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, since they advanced. They're going to take on Dash and Dawson. Meanwhile, the other two tag teams, that'll be Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. They will take on the tag team of Baron Corbin and Rhino. Thank you. I was slow there for a second. And then whoever wins those two matches will go then compete in the finals, and whoever wins that match will be the winner of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say about this tag team match. It was a good tag team match. The only critique I have of it is Prince Devitt coming out. I don't know if it's just me. He looked kind of like a flashing pervert, just doing the thing. Like, is that his character now when he's not the demon? Like, what's he gonna do when he doesn't have the belt? Just like flash his tights.
Well, he used to be an underwear model in Japan, so he used to.
Really?
He used to do Armani Exchange. That's what he would flash. He would flash his Armani Exchange tights. I wish that wasn't true, but all that is factual.
But that's the only critique I have of it, and that's not really even a big complaint. I mean, because the wrestling was good, so if they can find Devitt a character to do when he's not the demon, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that really does help him, because, I mean, the demon only needs to come out on special occasions because it needs to be special. But I agree that him just coming out as Finn Balor was just okay. But I think this kind of, it adds a little something. It's just like, okay. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, the real rock and roller, back in his New Japan days.
Okay, your thoughts on the opening match?
I enjoyed it. It was a good opener. I think at the respect is this. They keep on coming up these takeover names. I think Triple H has a fetish with the word R. Like I swear to God, every single one is R. It's respect, rival, fucking revolution. Anyway, I think it respect. Joe is going to turn on Baylor.
Hold on, okay. When Bull Dempsey made a Vince one, it'll be this is going to be horrible. PC police, please plug in your ears. when bullshit fucking main events, it'll be takeover retarded. Go on.
Oh dear. Yeah, I reckon Joe's going to turn on Baylor. We're going to have a heel run, and then I reckon we're going to get Joe versus Baylor at the London Takeover special. And then, Dawson and Wilder versus Jordan and Gable, I think, could be a very good match. And I think NXT, for a while, got absolute bash for having no tag teams. I think this tournament has done a good job in kind of revitalizing the dead tag division. It's nowhere near Ring of Honor standards, but Ring of Honor has the best tag division in the world, period, end of story. No arguing that fact. But, I mean, NXT as a whole...
They found something finally for Zack Ryder to do. The Hype Bros. Who would have thought?
I found something for Zack Ryder too, right? It's a bit of rope, my son. Zach. You tie around your neck and you fucking chop off. You fucking piece of shit.
Now, Dave. Now LK kind of brought up something here, like a potential match between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe at the London show. This would be in December. Do you think NXT has reached a point, talent-wise, professionalism, production-wise, where they should start doing like these special events every other month rather than quarterly?
You know what? Do it every fucking week. You have the talent. But that's the thing. Like, why not just be good all the time? Like, I know it sounds fucking crazy. I know I'm an insane person, but what if you fucking were good all the time? I mean, every type of entertainment tries to be good all the time. Now, granted, sports have off seasons, there's season finales, but Sports Center's on 24/7. They try to be good all the time. They don't go, hey, it's Sports Center, let's fucking mail this one in. What if you just had fucking pride in a weekly product?
But you got to bear in mind that this company here, they've got a lot of young guys. They've got a lot of people that they're training. They're going out and touring. When I say touring, doing house shows.
Wrestle.
I understand that, but on the main roster, you got a pay-per-view you build up to. Where NXT, they don't.
Yeah, not only that, but if NXT was amazing every week, and they have the talent, hey, sometimes it won't be as amazing as last week, but there shouldn't be one where you're just like. Fucking Student A is wrestling fucking a guy that barely should be on the roster. Wrestlers wrestle. I know it's a developmental league, but if you go to minor league baseball, minor league hockey, you do the understudies at fucking Broadway, guess what? Actors act. Ball players play ball. Wrestlers should wrestle. I'm the asshole, right? I'm the asshole.
Haters gonna hate, painter's gonna paint, and waiter's gonna wait. I know.
But wrestlers, it's okay for wrestlers not to be able to wrestle. Don't worry, we'll fucking put them in a shed with Spanky for 9 fucking months.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I think the reason why NXT TakeOver in London's in December is because in the same building in January, TNA have their TNA tour, and TNA do really well with the fucking tour in the UK, and they always sell out. So I think maybe that's why they're doing it in December, because us English people are stingy bastards. Like, for instance, if they do 2 tours a year, I will give you money if you see someone in the UK who goes to both tours. They do the same buildings, just you only get a one. You get a one a year, and that's the way it works. I mean, I'm going to take over in London. It's going to be a good time. A few days after my birthday, I'm going to, but it's going to be a good time. But I just honestly, that's the reason they're going to be in December. I don't think they're going to be doing these every 2 months now. I think it will be quarterly. It's just they couldn't do it in January because TNA's pretty much already sold out that building in January.
And Finn Balor, Samoa Joe is a dream team, and I could see them breaking up. And Enzo and Cassidy, it was like 2 wrestlers, it was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, a dream team, 2 amazing fucking wrestlers, versus like the future of sports entertainment. And they were just great entertainers, and it was like future sports entertainers versus the best wrestlers going today, and it was a great matchup. I thought they both got their styles in, and I enjoyed the opener.
You know what? And going on to the second match here, Gargano versus Apollo Crews. During this match, I realized that LK actually, made a good point about a week or two ago, and I think this match really reinforced that point. Is that the next big stars that are coming up with NXT are people who worked in the independents, who worked their way up from other places, with the exception of Tyler Breeze. I believe everyone who's now like a big star there that people are wanting to see have all wrestled somewhere else, and they've come up because they've learned how to work, and now it's just kind of learning the WWE style and their way of doing things. Because I watched Gargano versus Apollo Crews, and I'm just like, wow. I thought it was an amazing match, and I wanted it to be longer. Gargano looked fantastic. He had some He had some very innovative moves, particularly that abdominal stretch, then like a version of the tarantula. He had that.
I just want to add in something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Apollo Crews is amazing. You only seen 10% of Yuha Nation. You haven't seen Yuha Nation at its full potential. That's like Yuha Nation fucking just practicing. We're only at maybe 10% is high. We're at like 8.6% of his full potential. All right, go on.
No, that's actually fine. I have no problem right now with Apollo Crews kind of showing up. I mean, it's like early on in the year, you don't want to reveal your entire playbook. When you start the season, you eventually start to open it up as the season progresses. So, and it gives us more things to look forward to, the Apollo Crews. So, you know what? American Alacard. Looking at this, looking at Crews or Gargano. If you're watching this, what do you do? How would you book Crews, and then would you hire Johnny Gargano?
Definitely hire Johnny Gargano. His style just fits WWE, especially with the innovative things he does. Well, it fits anywhere. First thing I would do with Apollo Crews is give him a character, because you don't want him to fall in that category of athletic black guy who's just there to be athletic and black. And that's pretty much it. Because
that only gets you so far, right? Just outside
Shelton Benjamin. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it took him far, but I mean, we didn't really know Shelton Benjamin. I mean, you remember his matches, but what's more standing out is his gold standard stuff.
Booking.
And it seems like they really don't give, not getting on this whole tirade, but they don't give the African American wrestlers these cool characters that people just gravitate to. It's just like, oh, that guy is super athletic or whatever. It's the Moose thing, It's Moose, but that's all we know of Moose. We don't know a character with no character traits, no storyline besides he's tall and his name is Moose.
Well, he's a former NFL player, and they worked that into the Ring of Honor storylines. I mean, they worked that in with him, but no, I do agree with you. I think the roles for African American wrestlers really haven't been so politically correct, because a lot of times they were portrayed as like pimps or gangsters, or something like, oh, well, he likes to lift weights, or he can run really fast. It's like, yeah, Vince, you need to go meet people of color, because you find out they like to do other things.
That's why I'm kind of excited for Jason Jordan, his run, because like at least there's something there. Like, isn't he like an American?
Yeah, he's a NCAA champion.
Yeah, at least there's something. He's winning another Olympic guy, so that's something. But
Yeah, Jordan and Abel, I'm just in love with. I am absolutely in love with. Their characters are amazing. Their I don't want to say skits, but their backstage stuff is amazing. And as a guy who's worked with way too many shitty indie wrestlers, a lot of people say, oh, I'm an amateur wrestler, I'm a technical style, but they suck. These guys, no, they do an amateur style, technical style that's beyond amazing. I want to see these guys both explode. Both of them are hilarious.
Can we give these guys a name rather than just Jason Jordan and Chad Gable? Can we give them like an actual name? Can we come up with a name for them?
Oh, me first? The world's greatest tag team? What? You want me to just pack my creative bags? Okay.
Go sit in the corner and reflect negatively upon yourself for that, sir.
All right. You got anything else to say, American Alacard?
No, pretty much we can move on to the. You can move on from that.
All right. LK, any thoughts on Apollo Crews?
No, not much on Apollo Crews. I mean, Gargano, I think he will be joining NXT full time because they just released a press release, or WN did anyway, that it's Gargano versus Page at Evolve 49 in an I Quit match where if Gargano loses, he has to leave Evolve. So I can practically guarantee that Gargano will now be joining the
I was
NXT
actually about to bring that up, but no, thank you for beating me to the punch. That's great. Good to see I'm not the only one listening to Take Two, read the dirt sheets right now. Woohoo! All right, now Dave, I got a question for you here. Now, I know Con is your homegirl. I know that.
Not a doubt. I'm Team Kana.
We had a backstage segment that went into a tag team match. They had William Regal meet with Dana Brooke and Emma in his office where they had a little announcement. He was basically kind of did what I suggested last week. It's like, oh, really? I can't believe you did that. That was embarrassing. So, you know what? You wanted to welcome Asuka into NXT so badly? Well, you know what? Dana Brooke, you're going to be wrestling Asuka. And, of course, Dana Brooke's like, oh, is this supposed to scare me? He's like, oh, no, not at all. But I figure you should see this. And he starts showing them a video on a laptop. And just the look on Emma and Dana Brooke's face has completely sold the whole segment. Because they're smiling, all of a sudden they're like, oh, shit, I just bit off more than I can chew. I'm fucked. And then this goes into a tag team match with Dana Brooke and Emma versus Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Then what I liked about it is they actually showed afterwards what the video that Dana Brooke and Emma were looking at, and it was Asuka going to town on a punching bag. So, Dave, I mean, what do you think about the presentation of Asuka, the former Kana, and the build-up, and particularly like this tag team match with the young ladies in there?
For the record, I love this woman more than anything in the world. She's my favorite female wrestler. I'm so glad she's there. When a favorite wrestler of mine goes to WWE, I always have a fear that they're going to be embarrassed, they're going to be booked horribly, and they're not going to show their talents off. I was really worried about the storyline last week, but this week I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. And I thought that segment was amazing. I'm not a big fan of Emma and Dana Brooke yet. I don't hate them. I just haven't.
You don't like Emma?
I don't know. She just seems like...
Emma's awesome.
No. Dancing Emma, Bubbles, ha ha ha, we're having a good time. Yeah, great. But Bailey does that a million times better. Evil Emma is kind of like... but Emma and Dana, I don't fucking hate them. I'm just indifferent. But I thought that segment was amazing. It helped, because I thought the opening segment with Kana was ridiculous. But this rebounded, it saved it. It's something a little different. And, that was probably the best acting I've seen in pro wrestling in a week. All week. Maybe a month. Maybe ever. I don't know. But it was good acting, and it told a story. And the match, who gives a shit? Emma and Dana Brooke won. The segment stole the show. The match was just there to fill time. So, who wants to go next on this? Hot tag American Alacard, my fellow Kana lover.
Oh, Kana. I can't wait for some Asuka merchandise. WWE, my credit card, debit card is waiting. Just whenever you're ready to push those out. Anyway, I also like the fact that they had kind of clips of her matches in Japan to get people associated with her style and everything. Hopefully she shows that at TakeOver. The thing with Brooks and Emma and Regal's office, it was good, but it kind of, like when he was shown in the office, it kind of felt kind of awkward because he shows video and she's like, it was a girl, I don't know if it was Asuka or Kana. And she was like, like some kind of weird Japanese karate movie. And then you go to Asuka kicking the bag. It's like, wait a minute, the speed doesn't match what she was doing in the video or supposedly doing in the video. It felt like the video they showed was trying to do, it was too try-hard. Like, Kana's kicking you so many times. Then you go see the video, it's like, that didn't match up. But still, it was good, though.
Yeah. American Alacard, I want you to know, I was planning on buying you a gift, and then I fucking, like, in Japan, the wrestling magazines come out so quickly, but I was going to buy, because I live in Tokyo, American Alacard, you know that, I was telling the audience. I was going to buy the magazine with Kana on the cover, and I was like, oh, I'll buy it later. And then, bam, like 3 magazines come out since then. So I just want to let you know, I was thinking about you, but I completely failed you.
Coco, you have failed this podcast.
You can make it
Alacard.
You can make it up by telling me how can I get a @Yasukawa t-shirt. How can I get that shirt?
Well, you could have a friend in Tokyo who's not a lazy asshole. Just go down to the local shop and buy you one. But all your friends in Japan are lazy assholes. No, matter of fact, American Alacard, we'll talk off air. You give me a wish list, and I'll try to get you stuff that.
I mean, I'll see you PayPal just to go. I didn't know, like, you know, we'll talk.
Right, he'll do a trade.
Okay. Do you love Kana or do you love Kana? No pressure. It's a tough question.
I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel yet. I won't judge until she. Because look, I'm sorry. There's a difference between Kana and this Asuka. Firstly, sort that name out. Is it Asuka? Is it Asuka? How about this? I don't care. But about the tag match with the whores, I honestly, the only thing I remember is one of the Australian birds. I can't tell the difference. They look alike, and it fucking irritates. One has white boots, one has black boots. Okay, one of the Australian birds comes off the top. And she just buckles her knee, and it looks. I just wanted the match to stop. The referee is. Oh, please! I went on a tirade on Twitter. I did it on the Internet Infantry chat. I tell you what, I've never been so pissed off at a referee in my life. Every 5 fucking seconds, I look at the screen, and the man is going blah 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 blah, talking out loud, and it's like, shut the fuck up, all right? I get it's not real, but stop telling them. I know they're amateurs. But literally, just watch that match again. Everyone, please watch that and just watch the ref. Just watch the ref the whole time. It's just blah 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 blah. Oh blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Do your job and stop being a dick. All right. All the greats. Jimmy Corderas. I never once saw that man talk. Not once. Jack Doe. Never saw him talk. Mike Yoda. Never see him talk. Then you get this fucking amateur jabron who doesn't deserve to fucking lace a pair of referee boots or wear a referee shirt, making every Tom, Dick, and Harry look normal. And he's fucking talking his fucking ass off, making me realize I'm watching 4 women pretend to fight each other. It really does piss me off. I just got fuck ref on my nose. I was just watching the ref and just anger. Filth. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant there.
I just like the fact that you brought up something that we didn't talk about. But yeah, I guess referees don't referee in NXT either.
I'm just off the bat of reading the Jimmy Corderas 3 count book. Really, really good book. I recommend everyone to go read it. And he's like all these little things that all the pet peeves he has, the guy did. And watching it, it was so cringeworthy. Just go buy the Jimmy Corderas book. It's really good.
You know, guys, I got to ask this question here. I haven't played this game in a while, but it's a little thing I like to call fact or fiction, where I'm going to give you a statement here, and you tell me if what I'm saying is fact or fiction and why. So here it is, fact or fiction. The NXT Women's title is WWE's best book belt. Fact or fiction?
WWE only? I'm going to say fact.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of it better. You know, tag title. The tag title's improved. The world champion looks weak. We're talking booked. We're not talking talent.
Mm-hmm.
The IC US titles don't exist. And, I don't know. The NXT title is kind of booked pretty good, but I'm gonna say fact, but I don't think it's gonna be a fact forever. American Alacard?
You gotta go through all the belts. World heavyweight title depends on who holds it. IC belt, nah. US title only when John Cena holds it. Maybe Rusev. Tag team belts, New Day, but still okay. Oh, yeah, fact.
Yeah, it's fact. There's no real competition, is there? It's just a fact.
All right. Wow, I can't believe the things that went so smoothly. Next match here. This was technically kind of your main event. It was Tommaso Ciampa versus Tyler Breeze. Of course, Tyler Breeze got the win. And here's the thing. Breeze debuted a new finisher. He was doing the Unprettier, previously used by Christian, and instead he had been using a spinning heel kick as his finisher. Now it's like he's using the I think it was also called the kill switch, the Unprettier. It was Christian's finishing maneuver. He pulled that on Ciampa. Plus, Ciampa, excuse me, had been complaining about being Tyler Breeze being stiff with him. Now, LK, start with you here. Do you think this is the match that he was referring to, where Tyler Breeze, of all people, was being stiff with him? Because I looked at it and I didn't see anything. And what also would you think about the potential for Breeze's finishing maneuver changing?
Yeah, I think maybe it's time for a bit of a change, because to be honest, name a person who's won a match with a spinning heel kick. It shouldn't happen. It just shouldn't happen ever. But, you know, back to Ciampa, the stiffness. I think Ciampa was the one being stiff. I mean, he hit several nasty-looking knees. I mean, that's his gimmick, hitting the knees. He's this Sicilian psychopath. But I think Gargano will be signed. I think Tommy Tampa, as Dave called him, won't get signed. I honestly think he'll regret leaving Ring of Honor. Okay, he does well over here in the UK. Comes to Preston a lot on some of the UK shows. He does well over here in PWG and things like that. But why would you bitch and moan at WWE? I just couldn't imagine that. Who cares if he stiffed you? It's wrestling. It's not ballet, as the proverbial line's used. It's wrestling. You're gonna get hit. Get over it. Move on. Like, if that was me, and he offers me fucking £1,000 contract, I'm gonna say, oh, actually, before I sign that, I'm gonna bitch and moan about the guy I just wrestled with, even though I gave him stiff shots as well. It doesn't make sense. He's a fucking moron, and I hope he don't get the job for it. Fucking dick. Man, I'm in a depression mood.
Nice Tommy Tampa reference, though. Give yourself a Barry Horowitz. Well, wait, American Alacard, Tommy Tampa, Tyler Breeze, your thoughts?
It's about time Tyler Breeze had a new finisher, because always, since Tyler Breeze debuted, I've always said he has the worst finisher in not all of wrestling, but in American television. Well, no, even the Peacock's finisher is kind of pretty cool. So yeah, the worst finisher, that spinning heel kick, disgusting. Ciampa, I'm kind of glad that I don't think he signed to WWE, because I don't think he fits to WWE. It's like Ciampa is a R-rated movie that's on TBS, cut down to the PG level when he's in WWE. Not skipping ahead to TNA, but I think even in that three-way, he was a lot more vicious, and you can only have Ciampa vicious and doing disgusting shots to make him work with his wrestling style. When you tone it down, you take away from the Ciampa. You don't want to take away from Ciampa.
Yeah, I didn't hear about him bitching, but I don't know. Social media and pro wrestling, I love how, like, Big Show and all these guys blame everything on the internet. Like, if a pro wrestler slips on a patch of ice in his fucking driveway, it's AOL fucking instant messages fault. Fucking, I think, the reality error, if this is the reality error, we're finding out that our fucking so-called heroes really are bitches, bro. I've never been a fan of Tommy Tampa. But with that said, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the match. Hopefully he stays, I just think Tyler Breeze is stuck. And if he was stiff, I can imagine, oh, here comes Tommy Tampa. I've been here fucking 9 years. I'm never going to be called up. You know what I mean? Like, be professional, but I'm sure Tyler Breeze is getting tired of this bullshit. Tyler Breeze should be up there with The Miz. I know Boom Boom said that like 12 years ago, but it's still accurate to today. The problem with Tyler Breeze is he's better than most people on the WWE roster, but not as good as the main eventers in NXT. And he's been in NXT forever. So it's like such a shitty position.
I didn't realize. Here's something here. I didn't realize how long Tyler Breeze had been in, but somebody, I don't think it was you, Dave, but somebody linked me a video back to the FCW days, and there was a tag team match. It had Matt Bentley, which is now Tyler Breeze. No, Matt Dalton, excuse me, who is now Tyler Breeze, teaming up with Jason Jordan in a tag team match. I mean, I did not, and I was like,
He's been
wow.
there a long time, man. And,
Wow.
and I think he's good enough to be a mid-carder, easily. A mid-carder in WWE. But he's not good enough to be an NXT main eventer, and that's just a shitty place to be. I'm just going to read some live comments. You guys cut me off. I know there's 4 of us, but let's try to be gentlemen about it. Bullet Club Big says, the Verbal Assassin, what's up, everybody? We all knew Sheldon was Brock Lesnar's teammate at University of Minnesota, and he's from South Carolina. Well, I guess that's a story. I don't know. Shelton Benjamin is, to me personally, is such a heartbreaker. Because I think he's one of the best wrestlers of all time, and I think because of WWE's ways, he won't be remembered. I don't think he'll be remembered. I honestly think, I put him up there with a Kurt Angle. I put him up there. I think he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. And I don't think other people are even going to remember that. I guarantee 10 years from now, when people are doing this on YouTube and being harassed by the YouTube fucking ad agency, don't get me started, YouTube. 10 years from now, when Kid Cheese is hosting this show, he's going to be like, I don't know who Shelton Benjamin is. And that breaks my fucking heart. On Twitter, at Marcus New York 15, Sportsfan77 retweeted us and favored us. Much love. The Secret Project. Hopefully this week. I gotta get a couple more people on board, including American Alacard. American Alacard's got a tour. American Alacard, if it's Tommy Tampa, don't answer. American Alacard. No, I heard it talking, and I saw you get up. Tommy Tampa's gonna kill you. He can't make it to Tokyo. On Facebook, Fred Yelly says this is gonna be good according to the show because we got a bunch of dudes here. Andy Pep, context is everything. Andy Pep said, "Hi guys, I'm ranking the shows like this: 1, TNA; 2, NXT; 3, ROH." He also goes on, TNA has a slight win, NXT tie, and ROH slight loss. Let me change that, NXT win. All right, Dave, you have failed this city. And I think he's talking about me failing American Alacard. I probably shouldn't have told American Alacard that. I think it's a double dick move. 1, I didn't come through. 2, he would have never known. No one would have known. But I'm like, hey, on air, American Alacard. Well, I fucked you over, pal. let me break it on air. Did Forsaken and Ewok disappear? No. They just, kind of disappeared. We still talk to them. This Forsaken has a job, and he's traveling back and forth from China, and Ewok just got, 87 jobs. So they're still part of the internet infantry. It's just real life is beating them down. Damn you, real life. Damn you. And I haven't been doing as many shows because real life has been beating me down. The internet infantry, its kryptonite is real life. Trust me, I'm sure if we'd all hang out online talking forever if we could. But damn you, real life. Adrian Carmente, and I totally slaughtered that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 comments in a row. Trevor Lee was on Impact. This was a good X Division match between these 3 wrestlers. Also, does anyone see Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kurt Angle at Lockdown 2016? That would be amazing. I don't know much about Zack Sabre Jr. except that he's amazing. I don't feel like I know enough to toot his horn. But everything I've ever seen of him, I was impressed. We'll get to TNA in a bit. New Japan Pro Wrestling is amazing. It's my favorite product in the world. And I feel really guilty and dirty because I've been really busy with the Secret Project books and jobs that I didn't review New Japan this go-around. And I just want it to be known publicly. I feel sick to my stomach that I didn't get to that. Nakamura versus AJ Styles should happen at Wrestle Kingdom 10. I think it's the first time ever, if I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. They've obviously wrestled each other in tag matches because Jesus Christ, New Japan with their tag matches. But I actually, I said it from Wrestle Kingdom 9 review. That should be the main event if you're going off merchandise and popularity. If you're going off merchandise and popularity, Nakamura versus AJ Styles should be for the IWGP title. But, I'm John Cena, but I can wrestle, so no one fucking says anything. Tanahashi. Tanahashi is being Tanahashi. Tanahashi, that main event. Oh, God. The experts are going to fucking have a field day with that one.
I wonder if AJ Styles will win the Ring of Honor Tevin title since New Japan hardly ever wins anything in Ring of Honor. and it will be AJ Styles' first ROH title run.
That would be nice. Cool. Yeah. And I don't know. I just always thought, like, me being a fan, like I'm a huge title mark. I'm a huge thing.
Dave, you mentioned that. Now, I just had a weird thought while you were talking about that sentence, about popularity. Ring of Honor has announced that they will be doing a show in Japan come February, and there's going to be like a big talent exchange now between New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor. Can you see them putting the title on AJ Styles, specifically for them to go to Japan with?
I would like that. I think AJ Styles is the perfect candidate to do this, and I'm a huge.
No, I'm talking about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor. They put the belt. They put the Ring of Honor title on.
I would. But what I would do, like, I would try to do this. I know the NWA title doesn't mean as much, but the NWA title does mean something in Japan. And 90-year-old fucking indie wrestlers. But the title, you put the NWA, Ring of Honor, and IWGP title all on AJ Styles during that time, I'm marking the fuck out, dude. That'd be awesome. And not only that, but, a lot of people talk about Sting prior to, his WWE run, being the greatest wrestler to never wrestle in WWE. I think you win those 3 titles at the same time, you're the greatest wrestler this generation that's never wrestled in WWE. Just announced John Cena is taking some time off due to personal issues. Good thing or bad thing? If you're asking me, the greatest fucking thing that's ever fucking happened ever. All right, let's rank the greatest things in my life. John Cena taking time off. I know it's a lie, but let's go with it. John Cena taking time off. Kraft macaroni and cheese with the powdered cheese. Meeting my wife. No, that's not fair. Having my kids. Meeting my wife. Publishing my book this coming soon. That's where I'd rank it, all right? That's where I'd rank it. Don't show this video to my kids and wife. All right, recap. John Cena taking time off. Kraft macaroni and cheese. Powdered cheese. My kids being born, all 3. I love them to death. My wife. Meeting my wife. And my book coming out eventually. Right there. Bam! There you go. I think it's the greatest fucking thing ever. I just think it's a lie. Like, I'm not saying the reporter's a liar. I'm not saying the situation ain't a lie. Yeah, John Cena taking time off to personal issues. He lost his wife and showed up the next day. This motherfucker, dude. He's never going anywhere. He's the hardest worker at being a fucking pain in the ass and fucking something I love. That's what the fuck. He's the hardest fucker in the world. Alright, and LB Clash of Kings, this will be the last comment, and then we'll go to live comments after we break down Impact. I hope when Cena says he's taking time off means he's retiring soon. I would fucking love that. I just would. I would. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. I don't want the dude to die. But if he could stop fucking stuff I'd love, I'd appreciate it. He could do a whole wrestling business favor, retire. Please, Cena, retire. I think Shelton Benjamin should have been at least a one-time world champion. I agree. I agree. All right, thank you, LB Clash of Kings. Keep the live comments coming. You can get us in the KocoSports.net Internet Adventure Chat, The Secret Project, Twitter at KocoSports, on YouTube, Google+, and you can knock on American Alacard's door. Like, hey, American Alacard, tell Coco to shut up. Booms! Let's break down Ring of Honor. Or no,
all right.
I'm sorry, Impact.
No, yeah, we're going to go to Impact next, and of course I'm just going to give the quick results here. Mahabali Shera defeated James Storms in a no DQ match. Next, what's his name? Shit, Trevor Lee beat DJ Zima and Tommaso Ciampa in a triple threat match. The Dollhouse beat the Beautiful People in a 3-on-2 handicap match. And then in the main event, Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway beat the TNA World, the tag team of the TNA World Heavyweight Champion EC3 and Tyrus, thus putting Matt Hardy into the title picture Bound for Glory. So overall, guys, me looking at the show, man, it was 2 hours, but there was only 4 matches. I was kind of wishing they would have more matches. I feel like they needed more build up because they've only had last week and this week to build up, so to speak, their WrestleMania. You know, Bound for Glory is their big event of the year every October, and I just felt like they kind of booked themselves into a corner, and they really needed to make use of every minute they had, and I don't really feel like they did that this week. And they only had 4 matches, and a lot of those weren't very long. I think the longest match they had was roughly, I think it was the main event. Yeah, the main event went, I think, over like almost 15 minutes, and that was it. But I guess we'll start with the American Alacard, man. How do you think TNA sold their flagship pay-per-view, Bound for Glory?
Well, I'm gonna say this. They crammed a lot of stuff into this go-home show. I'm kind of also at a loss for words because the King of the Mountain thing that came out of nowhere, although it might be a good match. And this is the problem I see why people don't like Bound for Glory anymore. One, which made it so great, and two, the storylines aren't there. Like the end of the year, like blow off match, like things, they aren't there anymore. So people get all this nostalgia from those old Bound for Glories. So they don't like these new ones, even though this new pay-per-view, this 2015 one, it might have good wrestling. They can't overlook the past. They don't want to see the future. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have storyline like this. Hopefully they will next year, but the only thing we can really look forward to in this pay-per-view, the upcoming one, is the good wrestling, if there is any.
Well, there is. I previewed the show earlier. Actually, I surprised myself how good the card actually looks. You'll be if you look up and down the card, you'll be actually surprised how good the actual card is, considering how weak the build-up's been.
Yeah, the card looks good. Wrestling might be good, but it's not like it's not like it's not like a Storm versus Rude, Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett type of long build to get here type of thing.
Yeah, it'll be like Ring of Honor. It's good wrestling. It's just wrestling for wrestling's sake. There's no storyline purposes. It's just wrestling for titles. That's it.
I think the only storylines in this pay-per-view will be Kurt Angle versus EY. I'm not gonna say the Wolves versus Myers and Leonardo, and EC3 versus Drew Galloway and EC3. That's a storyline match, and that's it. That's the only 2 storyline matches here.
Yeah, well, I was at Bound for Glory last year, and it was just a throwaway event, but it was special because it was in Japan, and it was so cheap. And I just can't believe it's been a year. It's just, I think they switched creative around too much, and I don't know. I got the card in front of me here, and I don't know. Like, TNA does great things, but like every 3 or 4 weeks, it's like, let's just start fresh. Let's just start fresh. And when it's your biggest event of the year, it shouldn't be that bad. But let me tell you something. As a guy who sat, second row behind a bunch of New Japan scouts, let me tell you something. I'll be the first one to tell you. I am fucking beyond pissed off Bobby Roode versus Bobby Lashley's at Bound for Glory this year. Because those motherfuckers didn't make the trip to Japan. Matter of fact, there was a couple rowdy fans at the beginning of the show chanting, "Where is Bobby?" So there was no Bobby Roode, no Bobby Lashley, and at the time on television, one of them was the champion and one was about to be champion in Spoilerland, and they decided, know how we'll solve that problem? No one will show up. And yeah, but it worked out for EC3 because everyone just said EC3 should be champion. So I guess Japan did change something, but overall I thought it was a pretty decent Impact. I just think last week's it hit a home run, and this week's, especially the changing of the main event, I know that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I know what they were going for, and I'm going to say it now. I know I joke around with American Alacard, call him Mr. TNA. I know that I bust TNA's balls sometimes. But I'm going to say it before we break down each match. EC3 is the rock of this company.
Mm.
If it's not for EC3, I don't know if I continue reviewing. I don't know if I continue watching. I find an excuse, like boom, boom, review TNA with American Alacard, I'm out. EC3 is the rock of this company, and it's got to the point now where the booking, like even kayfabe-wise, if you're not rooting for EC3, you're just a bad person. Like, the odds are against him. Like, he's the good guy. Like, they reverse Cena him. You know what I mean? Like, Cena is the bad guy because he's given everything, but EC3 is the good guy because that motherfucker ain't getting shit. EC3 is like the reverse Cena. I mean, Jesus Christ, is Dixie Carter going to shoot him in the fucking leg before the match starts? I'm just going to tell you this way. I'm going to pre-warn everyone, TNA superfans, if EC3 doesn't sneak out of this fucking pay-per-view with the title, I might be done. I might have to tap out. And I'm not saying it's a bad product.
I think that's going to happen. You know, I really don't want to do this, but yeah, let's just fast forward to the main event here. Why? Okay, you put this tag team match together, and this is what didn't make sense to me the entire show. They had this tag team match, Matt Hardy and Drew Galloway versus EC3 and Tyrus, and pretty much under the stipulation that if Hardy and Galloway win, then Hardy gets thrown into the heavyweight championship title match at Bound for Glory, and then it becomes a triple threat. And I'm thinking, if you're Galloway, why would you do this? Why would you? And then, in fact, after they won, he was celebrating. He was happy, and I was like, why? Why?
I think it fits into Galloway's character. He's this, I love wrestling, I love spirit of competition, I don't back down for anything. It doesn't matter how many people in the match, I'm going to try to come out with the victory. If Matt Hardy's in there, I don't care because I'm coming out for champion.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you, I really do. But there comes like a point where like your casual viewer's like, dude, yeah, you may like competition, but you're a fucking idiot. I mean,
yeah,
it's like if you're playing poker, and then like it's down to like you and two other people, then one guy's about to go out, and then you like just throw that guy other chips. You're like, oh, here, you're about to go out. Here, have some of my chips. Let's keep playing. I'm all for competition. I like playing poker, and I'm like, you just came off as you may actually do, but you come off looking like a fucking idiot. And then here's what and this is there's some theories that I'm reading online that this was done intentionally because they're bringing in Hardy to take the fall because they don't want to have Galloway get pinned directly by. They want EC3 to retain the title. This is all theories here, so take it for what it's worth. That they want EC3 to retain the title, but they don't want Galloway to lose. They don't want to hurt his credibility. They want to build up like a rematch here. So that's why they brought in Hardy because they needed somebody to do the job. That's what I'm saying.
I know North Carolina selling tickets has to be a factor too. Go ahead, American.
I can see Jeff Hardy turning heel, which allows Matt Hardy to get pinned, and then Jeff Hardy turning heel, helping EC3, and Matt Hardy taking the pin, which saves Drew Galloway or protects Drew Galloway because they'll probably have this match again, Galloway versus EC3 by themselves at the next pay-per-view or down the road on a television show. And this, to me, Galloway, he's the perfect guy to take the title of EC3 character-wise. The 99% grassroots guy, Occupy Wall Street, takes the belt away from the 1% egotistical, selfish, 1%. I said 1%er. EC3. It's like they wrote it that way when they gave Galloway and EC3 those characters.
Yeah. I love you, American Alacard, and I see your point. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying they got the wrong guy. Drew Galloway could be amazing on the independents. He may be amazing in Europe. He may be amazing in a box. He may be amazing with a fox. He may be amazing in a train. He may be amazing in the rain. He is the phoniest piece of shit motherfucker on Impact. I fuck Joey Galloway and whoever the fuck it is. That's a Buccaneers wide receiver, former Buccaneers wide receiver, but still, fuck Galloway, the whole Galloway family. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, he might be amazing at, you know, the indie level and the European level. He's just a phony piece of shit. They're like, oh, I like Red, we get it. Like, he's like, you know, he's like, what is he doing? Making masturbation fucking dirty talk? Oh, I love wrestling. Wrestling, just shut the fuck up, you phony fucking cock. Now, I agree with American Alacard. I just think they got the wrong guy. Bobby Roode is the guy. The only guy, as a I love EC3 more than a straight man should fan club, the only guy that even comes close to it is Bobby Roode as a face. And a lot of people are mad about Bobby Roode being a face, but you know what? If that leads to him versus EC3, then take my money.
Yeah, but even Roode as a face, he's still very selfish. You know, he's still looking out for Roode.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem as fake. I mean, am I the only one that sees Joey Galloway? Why do I keep calling him Joey Galloway? Am I the only one that sees Drew Galloway here as like a fucking fake-ass politician?
I can see that maybe as a heel, when he turns heel, like, I never loved pro wrestling. It was all a ploy. But right now, the only thing I hate about Galloway's character, he shouldn't come out from the back. He should have a hoodie on and come out from the crowd, Roman Reigns style. I'm for the people. Stand up. And that should be his shit.
All right.
It would fit him better a little bit.
We'll agree to disagree, but let me tell you something. I am going to be one bitter little motherfucker. Maybe I'll invite American Alacard on. American Alacard, you're going to have to listen to me cry and bitch if EC3 doesn't walk out with that fucking title.
What if Jeff Hardy turns heel and helps EC3?
Oh, well, that's okay. No, I don't give a fuck what happens. I don't care if airplanes crash. I don't care if Jack Bauer has to save the day. I don't even give a fuck if RoboCop comes from the back. EC3 leaves as champion. That's all I give a fuck about.
What if Jeff Hardy turns heel and helps Matt Hardy win?
No. See, you're not the equation. The only equation that makes me happy. Koco happy, EC3 champion. That's the only equation that equals out. All right, Booms. LK, you want to add anything before Booms breaks it down?
No, let's break it down. We're rolling on about half 4 a.m. here. Rope does look tempting, so let's fucking break this down.
All right, Booms, let's try to speed this up because I talk too much.
And?
Well, I got to go to work. Real life is killing me, man. All right, go on.
Okay. Real quick, the James Storm and the Mahabali Shira match, looking like this is going to be, I think this is actually the last stand for James Storm. I believe he's done with the company now. I mean, what do you think about the whole progression of this storyline and the characters? Start with American Alacard. I mean, what's your whole take on all this?
Well, I think they broke all the Revolution characters off pretty well, starting from, I've got the Japanese guy's name. They broke him off decently, whatever. But the match, it was, for a disqualification match, it was okay, I guess. Shira's still green as hell because if you notice during the match, when Storm hit the eye of the storm and he went through a table, Shira, when it was counting when you count 1, 2, Shira kicked out a little bit too early, and it kind of just no-soul Storm's eye of the storm.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just an experience.
Yeah. And then the Revolution, the former members of the Revolution coming out to betray Storm. That was a nice wrap-up to the whole thing. I do wish that seeing Manic and Abyss together, probably they should be a tag team. That would be an interesting tag team to see. Because they really don't have anything for those two guys to do, and nice to build back Manic up and Abyss not going anywhere. So, that was just beautiful.
Abyss is like, fuck you. Abyss hasn't been under contract for like 6 years. He still shows up. Abyss is like, no, fuck you. I'm staying here, man. I'm staying here. I want to be here forever.
I work for just catering. Where is it, by the way?
All right. Anything else you need to add before? I'm sorry to cut you off there, champ.
Shira, he has potential, and I hope he doesn't win the Bound for Gold match, but I can see him winning only due to them going to India and they want to put that thing together. But Shira, he still has a lot to go. He has a lot of potential. In my opinion, he could be when Brock Lesnar debuted for WWE, he could be what he was for TNA in terms of size and strength and everything like that. He just needs a little. I would give him a year and a half to see and really give him a fair review of whether he sucks or not.
Okay, your thoughts?
Right. NXT, we all know I hate Paul Dempsey. WWE, we all know I hate Zack Ryder. In TNA, I hate this Indian so much. I don't even care what his name is. And I'll be honest, I skip this. I don't want to watch green filth inside that ring. I don't. Every week I skip his match. I don't think I've ever watched a match of his. He's boring. You're
missing 5-star matches, man.
Have you ever watched Titus O'Neil run? He runs like, do you remember the action figures when you were little? The legs kind of wouldn't move unless you really push them. Watch Titus O'Neil run. You really like a figure, like, go on, my son, go on. When I watch this fucking stupid, what's his name?
Well,
what's
his
Indian guy's name?
Former name is Koya, and his new name
Koya.
is Mahabali Shera.
Oh, see, now you give me two names to work with. I'm going to be fucking lollygagging around
But
an hour.
Koya is the easy one to pronounce.
Yeah, Koya, there we are. Koya, when he runs and hits the ropes, watch him. It's just like, come on, hit the ropes properly. Move the legs, you fucking idiot. Move your legs. And his promo, what's this dance all about? Like, he looks like a fucking Nimrod. He looks like an absolute imbecile out there trying to dance. It's like the American wrestling business, okay, right. We've got an Indian. He can fucking dance. There we are. That's it. Like, Kali danced. Koya danced.
I've been to India. I've been to India multiple times. There's not that many people dancing. Like, if you only know about India through pro wrestling, you think everyone breaks out and dance all the time. I've been to India. Not that much dancing. You're gonna be let down. You're gonna be let down by the lack of dancing. So
no, I just hate that, man.
All right, I'll take the hot tag. You seem blown up. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot this was James Storm's last match, so I was kind of disappointed. But then, like, I was like, oh yeah, it's his last match. At least he went out like a gentleman. I'm a huge fan of James Storm. Wherever he goes, hopefully, he finds happiness on his journey. I think he's the king of tag teams. You can throw anyone with him, and he's like, all right, now we're one of the best tag teams in the land. T.J. Perkins unmasking, I was just an idiot. I was like, it's T.J. Perkins! It's T.J. Perkins! Because I'm a fucking moron. And overall, I guess it's passable. You know what I mean? But I think these three guys in TNA needed James Storm, and James Storm needed these three guys for TNA. I think James Storm is going to be a big hit to their careers and to TNA, and maybe he comes back. But as being a guy who's been watching TNA from day one, it kind of breaks my heart that James Storm is out. So hopefully he comes back soon, or we find him somewhere. It's just amazing what he can do. All right, Booms. Next segment.
The next segment here is DJ Zima versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Trevor Lee in a triple threat match. Trevor Lee gets the win over DJ Zima. It was roughly about 6 minutes. LK, what do you think about the decision to include a Global Force wrestling guy on TNA's big pay-per-view of the year?
Yes, unless they try to explain it. Matthews, the fucking toilet himself, tried explaining by saying, they're contractually eligible for a rematch clause. Yeah, but that's like saying fucking All Night Express when Kenny King left Ring of Honor to come to TNA. That's like RH saying, well, Kenny King's entitled to his rematch. Well, why hasn't he got it? Why hasn't he got it? Why hasn't he got it? Because he's not wrestling for your company. You can't just... this fucking... It's TNA, isn't it? Fucking sake. I don't get how will that work. Like, surely GFW have them under contract. Surely, if Jeff Jarrett fell out with the booker, why would he still let his talents be booked on the other booker's show? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, I love this match. It was probably my favorite match of the Impact show. I love the fast pace. Tiger Uno's kind of growing on me. I thought he was an absolute Nimrod earlier on, but I think he's growing on me. He really is. And Trevor Lee's just incredible, but that finish, I tell you what, that made me cringe. I thought he fucking died. I thought his head hit that canvas. I was like, oh my god, please don't do that again. Please. Please don't.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match. I'm a huge fan of the X Division style, the Cruiserweight style, the Dragon Gate style, whatever you want to call it, Lucha style. I enjoyed the match. Tommy Tampa, timing it. He must have gotten his car. The Impact Zone and the NXT place is really close. I'm not the only one that used that joke. I feel like a whore. That joke was used on Twitter like fucking... I was going to throw a woman under a bus, but I couldn't think of a whore big enough. But... yeah, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the style of wrestling. And okay, I'm not going to be as harsh with the storyline as you. I know it doesn't make sense, but I am going to be as harsh on the announcing. I thought this week's announcing was kind of not as good. Because, Josh and the Pope go up and down, and I think a lot of people attack Josh and the Pope a lot harder than they should, because I think they're not as bad as people made it out to be. But I thought this was their worst week in a while. American Alacard, I say good match, bad announcing. What did you think of the X Division match?
Well, like I said, good match. DJZ, what the fuck are they doing with DJZ? He completely killed his momentum. I love Trevor Lee's finisher, or TNA finisher, because he doesn't use that as a finisher in the Indies or whatever. And he was a standout in this match. Ciampa, really hope he signs to TNA, because they could use a guy like him in the S Division. Not really a high flyer, more like a brute. And I think that will give the S Division a little bit more diversity. Because most of the time when you think S Division, you think, oh, small guys, flips and kicks and flips and kicks and flips and kicks. So that's why I was such a big person about having Bram as being champion, but I guess not anymore now.
Yeah, it felt dirty being Bram on television. We ignored Bram more than TNA did. It felt dirty.
So I think Ciampa, he could fit. I don't know if they're still with Bram, but TNA, if Bram is out of the picture because of what he did, bring in Ciampa to fill in that kind of a role, because he would fit it very well, especially in a place where you need guys like that, the S Division. And that's all I got to say about that entire match.
Yeah, and I don't keep up with the indies like I used to, and like especially at PWG. That's one of my weakest things. I know, like, as a YouTuber, you're supposed to pretend you watch everything, but that's physically impossible. I don't watch PWG enough, and Trevor Lee, I don't know much about. Like, I knew he existed, but I've been really impressed with Trevor Lee from what I've seen of him on the TNA stage. Booms, your thoughts in the next segment?
No, I think Ciampa should sign with NXT. I think he's just going to have a better. I think he'd have a better future with them. DJ Zima, God bless him. I don't think this guy's gotten a win in like the past 6-7 months. And Trevor Lee, I'm glad he got a payday. I'm glad he got booked. I just don't understand the logic behind keeping him on there. But going to the next match here, this was 80s cheese at its best. The Dollhouse versus the Beautiful People, minus Angelina Love because she's knocked up. But no, good 3-on-2. But it had, like, when I saw the ending, and I'm like, I checked my watch. I'm like, is it 1985? Did I go back in time? What the? They win because Rebel throws powder in the eyes of Madison Rayne, allowing Marty Bell to get the roll up and get the win. And I was like, normally I would be complaining about this, but I was like, I haven't seen this done in so while. This was so cheesy. Hell, I fucking loved it. This is like a 30-year-old indie. It's like they picked up this antique, dusted it off, and said, "Hey, we can do. Hey, guys, we can use this." And they went with it. Alucard, I mean, do you share my sentiments there? I mean, do you think it was a cheesy ending? Did you like it? I mean, I liked it. The ending was so bad that it was good.
Yeah, I guess that's all the thing they can use Rebel for is cheap wins like that. Because if you look at how they're treating Rebel's character, it's like she's the runt of the litter or whatever. The match, I was looking forward to it. Beautiful People versus Dollhouse. Yes, but when it started, I was like, it's missing something. I don't care. I think it's because Terrence Terrell isn't there. Terrence Terrell, her promo beforehand, I like that more than the match. And I think that's due to Terrence Terrell just playing her character as the leader so damn well that it overshadows the other members of the Dollhouse. And it really shouldn't, because Jade, amazing wrestler, and she has spots where she shines as a wrestler. Marty Bell, whose main attribute is being an excellent mic talker, but she never gets mic time. So, and then Rebel, I love Rebel. I love the way she looks and everything. But I'm going to be completely honest. She kind of sucks in the ring. And I don't know if there's any hope for her. Hopefully. But I just didn't care for this match. I should have, but I just didn't.
You think with women being in charge, with Dixie Carter and Stephanie running, basically being so powerful and running shit, women would be more respectable. Okay, your thoughts?
Oh, this women's match was god awful. I can't stand watching whores try to wrestle. Like, you know when you're watching a match and you see them enter.
Jade is not a whore. Jade is not a whore. She's an excellent wrestler.
Sorry,
Yeah,
who's
well,
this?
Jade finally had a good match last week. I was worried about Jade because I'm a huge Jade fan. I thought Jade versus Gail Kim was a dream match, and finally Jade showed up and decided to wrestle. Go ahead, LK.
I just don't like them. I don't like, the Dollhouse in general. I think the gimmick's a bit stupid. It just makes them look like slutty women. You present women like sluts, I'm going to think, oh wait, they're whores. They're not wrestlers, they're whores. If I'm right, they kept on doing backstage segment in their underwear. They're like, oh, let's stand up for women's wrestling. Now let's have them up in their underwear. I like that logic. I like that logic a lot. I really do. Really, really good stuff there. And, the match itself was the usual Rebel match. It was sloppy. Marty Bell, sloppy. Gail Kim, Jesus. Lara Croft, I call her. If you know it's Gail Kim, I just call her Lara Croft now. She looks like Lara Croft so much. That was not a racial remark. I just think she looks like Lara Croft. Good for
Wow, is Lara Croft Asian? I didn't know Lara Croft.
Well, she kind of doesn't. She doesn't look American. If you, in the way you present it in the film, she doesn't look.
I don't know.
American.
I haven't seen the new Lara Crofts. I just remember like PlayStation 1. She was just blocky. Maybe the newer one. There's more detail.
Yeah, they're replayed on BBC Three every single freaking Saturday. It's literally English TV on the weekends is like the worst thing in the world. They'll replay the same movie over and over and over. It's been The Mummy Returns for the past 6 months on ITV2. That's how bad it's got. And back to the point, I just think, if you're going to present women like whores, I'm going to act like they're whores and not watch the match. I don't skip wrestling often, but when I do, I tend to do it on like it's a regular occurrence. Dollhouse, skip. Koya, skip. Okay, they're the people I skip. And to the point earlier about the powder, I actually name a Japanese person not currently working for WWE right now who either didn't spit things from their mouth or threw powder. Okay, we'll go back to the Orient Express.
I live in Tokyo and everyone throws powder. You're like, good day, sir. He's like, powder in the face.
Is that literally the gimmick over there? Like that's the thing.
It's not a
You
gimmick.
throw
It's way
shit.
of life. Like let me tell you how it works in Japan. Like if like you go, if you're like late for work, they just throw powder in your face. So like, oh no, I'm late for work. Powder in the face.
See, are you being English sarcastic right now, or is that
It's
legit?
not definitely being sarcastic. I've lived in Japan for hundreds of years. I was Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai, and I've never seen anyone throw powder at each other. But you know what? I might throw powder at someone on the subway today. I'm just gonna have
You
baby
have a
powder
big
and be
green
like,
mist as well.
how do you like it? And everyone will be like, what are you talking about? Why do I have baby powder on my suit, sir? They're like, yeah, USA, USA. Oh, I'm gonna ruin it for every foreigner.
I wonder if China's gonna spray the mist, since that's part of her thing sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee she's not gonna dress up as a Nazi. That gimmick is being dropped. This match, on paper, amazing. Delivered, not so much. It's like watching the '90s Chicago Bulls versus Magic Johnson's Lakers in preseason, and none of those all-stars showed up. That's what it felt like. I don't know. I like the Dollhouse. The beautiful people, I just kind of like them because, like, I've been a TNA fan for a long time. Like, they got seniority. But besides seniority, I really can give two shits about them. But I don't know. It happens. Booms. Next segment. Are your
Next
thoughts?
segment, yeah, Nick. Well, nah, I've already expressed my thoughts on that. The next segment's the main event, which we've already spoken about. And if you want to hear our comments on that for a transcript, get a notebook and a pen and write down everything we said really, really fast.
Booms.
All right,
We got Jeff Hardy as the referee, and Eric Young is going to face Kurt Angle, and he was crazy. So I think that covers the whole show. Live comments as quick as possible. I know some of you are tired, so if you want, you can tap out. I don't know, like, just be like, hey, no more. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can through the comments. You got Forsaken says, yeah, I'm still here. I'm watching live currently. Stacked and rocking War Room, by the way. Thank you. I had Wednesday off, a rare occurrence. NXT was meh, okay. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a link for Impact and ROH, so I can't speak on that. Raw and SmackDown, I gave up on those turds over a year ago. And I feel so much better about myself. Like, why is it watching Raw and SmackDown seems like you have a drug problem? Like, I've been Raw free for about a year now, and you're like, just, yeah, good for you. Like, even though you're still addicted to watching Monday Night Raw, you feel better for, like, someone like Forsaken. You're like, I watch it every week, and, like, I haven't watched it in a year. And, like, you're proud of him, like it's an accomplishment. Like, way to go. He's been Raw for everyone stand up. He's been Raw free for a year. But, yeah. So, work does get in the way. Dave speaks the truth on that damn real life. Nothing on the Twitter. Nothing on the Secret Project. On Facebook, Andy Paps. Oh, he wrote a lot. All right. Let's see. Those fantasy standings, though. Ha, 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 ha. All right. So, fantasy standings, you know, it's a little bit my fault and a little bit Forsaken's fault. But I'm going to do the right thing and man up and blame Forsaken. Hopefully, we can get the fantasy standings up. Plus, the fantasy standings might be moving to the Secret Project. Oh man, I
actually think people are going to be typing in the Secret Project. I think you're given far too much advertisement from.
I'm hoping it's like The Simpsons. Like what is Blammo? Oh, I can't wait. Trust me, the Secret Project took so long that you're going to be let down. But I still want you to take part in it. Hopefully next year, Bound for Glory is in New York. No, we got to bring it back to Tokyo. TNA doesn't know how much tickets go for in Japan and undercharge like crazy. Like that's all people talk about. The number one thing people talked about TNA was how cheap the tickets were. Like people were leaving like, we got to see an event in Tokyo for how much? These idiots, we would have paid triple that. I see Jeff Hardy hitting Matt with a chair and helping EC3 retain the title, as long as EC3 walks out. Al Snow and Tommy Dreamer need to start training these guys. Am I the only one who wants an American Most Wanted reunion? No. If wanting an American Most Wanted reunion is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's old school TNA, folks. That is old school TNA. Boom, boom. All right, let's... Boom, boom. We're 9-0, folks. High school football. We're making a state championship with a record like that. State champions. We're going state. Oh, my God, there's a lot of comments. All right, LB Clash of Kings. Let's go. I don't know if they've signed, but one thing I noticed about TNA is they don't give talents entrance video graphics unless they sign. But I like we got the new corner, Andrew Everett making his debut at Bound for Glory in an X Division match. I watched some of his matches on the Indies. Yeah, right now I think they're just advertising it as question marks, so he must be one of the question marks. LB Clash of Kings says Adam Cole, I think, could be world champion. And did you guys hear that NWA is trying to make a comeback on TV? Yeah, Boom Boom sent me that. That's just a fucking crazy NWA guy name dropping. Mm-hmm. He's like, we're going to Spike TV because Spike TV wants wrestling, but really, no, we're not going to Spike TV. We're going to keep shopping around. So literally, you just said Spike TV for no reason. Fuck it. If we're going to do that, KocoSports has breaking news. We're talking to Spike TV. We're going to Spike TV. Spike TV really doesn't want us. Fucking send it. Send it on the dirt sheets. It was like the weirdest fucking press release ever. LB also says, I think new guys like James Storm, Bobby Roode, Abyss, Eric Young, Lashley are kind of now being used as legends of TNA. They're there to put the young guys over. I agree with everything but Bobby Roode. It's not Bobby Roode's time. Bobby Roode should be a main eventer. I could definitely see if TNA doing tape-ins in India. Oh yeah, because they're ranked. Their ratings are really high. And India is a good television market. You know, he mentioned, LB mentioned this later. TNA does really, really well in India and the UK. So
I will just confirm. I actually looked the other day at the UK TV ratings. I had to really sniff these out, okay? You know, Impact usually gets about 203. No, I'm being honest. It's really difficult to find UK TV ratings. And they, last week's or the week before, I think, it was only got about 178,000. And every single person who lives in the UK has access to it because they don't advertise. They don't advertise the show. So I've been saying all this time it's really big in the UK. It's actually not because it's on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A 4-day delay. They air it on a Sunday, so it's on a 4-day delay. Everyone watches it on whatever, how you ever watch it. No one watches it on Challenge anymore because they put it up to a 4-day delay. That's ridiculous. Who's going to watch a show 4 days after it's happened? It's just not going to happen. So,
fuck, try to live in Japan. Try to live in Japan. TNA's like fucking, oh, we got Hulk Hogan. Japan is like 9 years behind. Carlos says, so guys, I want to hear all your guys' opinions on this. Which company has the best secondary division? NXT Women's Division, ROH TV, New Japan Junior Heavyweights, X Division, or WWE Main Roster Mid Card? I love Lucha Underground. I think that's the best from top to bottom, but they're out. The New Japan Junior Heavyweights are pretty good. ROH TV now is kind of like eliminated because it doesn't exist. I don't know. I'm going to say NXT Women's Division as of right now, but I don't think that's going to last. What do you guys think the best second division is?
Probably the Junior Heavyweights.
All right. Okay.
If Junior Heavyweights actually got more than 2 wrestlers on the roster, I would go for Junior Heavyweights, but I'm going to go NXT Women's. It's got to be.
All right. Booms?
No, you're saying what's the second best division in all of wrestling?
No, like the second tier, not the heavyweight title, the second tier divisions.
The best second. Yeah, I'm gonna go with LK, the women's.
All right, I think it's the NXT Women's Division, but I don't. Mm-hmm. I honestly think that balloon's gonna pop. I don't think they're gonna keep it up. I could be wrong. You can cut this up when the NXT Women's Division is still fucking rocking. And you can be like, you don't know shit. And I'll be like, you're absolutely right. Booms! Let's do Ring of Honor.
All right, going to Ring of Honor. Of course, this was filmed on August 21st in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The opening match was Matt Sydal versus Kushida. And I'm going to tell you this much, that you can call it, I'm going to call it an upset. Matt Sydal beat the then IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, Kushida. This was a non-title match with that 450 splash that he does off the top. It was absolutely just a great match. It felt dated because I know Kushida. Who did he drop the belt to? Who did Kushida drop the title to? Omega. Kenny. He dropped it.
There is no fucking title because Kenny Omega is dead. Right now he's fucking on. Dude, I fucking hate Kenny Omega, and I haven't always. God damn you, Kenny Omega. But because at one time he was one of the greatest goddamn wrestlers ever to live, and now he's like playing Scott Halls at children's parties.
Really? Did you watch the match with Kushida at fucking Destruction in either Kobe or Apple?
Okay, you're right. It was good, but still, prior to that, it's painful.
Omega Sydal. I mean, I'm not going to be complaining when that match is airing. I'm not going to be saying fuck Omega. I'm saying fuck. This is what I'm.
I can't let it go. Why did he join Bullet Club? Why? Why did he join Bullet Club? I can't let it go. Fuck you, Omega. You broke my New Japan heart.
Dave, settle down. Dave does not like the Bullet Club. For those of you who are playing along at home,
No. Prince Devitt.
No, he considered it dead once Devitt left for WWE. He cried himself asleep.
Still do. Every night.
And then he bitches about how like Bad Luck Fale is still in there.
And hold on, for the record, Bad Luck Fale, sir, he's a future president candidate. Respect him. Bad Luck Fale had an amazing match with Tanahashi, and he wasn't carried. I think he listens to the podcast, and he's like, hey, you fat fuck, I'm going to show you. And then I'm like, ha-ha, you have a good match? I'm not going to review it. Ha-ha! All right, Booms, Ring of Honor and New Japan. Where were we?
Next, Takaki Watanabe defeated Moose, Adam Page, and Will Ferrara in a 4-corner survival match. Pretty good. And then in the main event, which just absolutely tore down the house, Shinsuke Nakamura beat Adam Cole, baby, in a one-on-one match. Absolutely phenomenal. So, you know what, Dave? I'm going to start this off with a controversial question.
All right.
This will be a fact or fiction. Fact or fiction, Coco, starting off with you. Ring of Honor is riding New Japan Pro Wrestling's coattails.
I think fiction. I think they need each other bad. I think fiction. I think New Japan is the bigger company, and I think they give too much to Ring of Honor, but they both need each other. So I'm going to say fiction.
What about you, Alacard?
It's like Spider-Man. No, it's like Brock and the symbiote. They both eat off each other and need each other. Those
Okay.
Spider-Man.
I agree with both of them.
All right, no, I was just wondering that because it just seems like they were bringing.
I just want to add in. I want to stress that New Japan is bigger, and they should be getting a lot more than Ring of Honor gets out of the deal. But yeah, no, they still need each other.
Yeah, because to me, just the way it comes off on television is, Ring of Honor's like, hey, New Japan, can you send some of your guys over here? Well, I don't know, Ring of Honor. Why should we send people over? Well, because we want to create some interesting matchups, and plus, I'll tell you what, if you send your guys over here, we'll make them all look good. Hell, we'll give them all wins. Okay, we'll do it. We're trying to break into the U.S. market anyway.
No, I don't think that's how the deal is. Like, just from following New Japan like a fucking nerd, and I get to talk to a lot of people that work in New Japan, so that gives me like fucking extra nerd points. The deal is Ring of Honor needs talent, like top tier talent that WWE can't steal. So that's what they're getting out of it. You're like, oh well, we might lose everyone to WWE and NXT and TNA. But, Nakamura and Okada most likely isn't going anywhere. So that's what they get out of it. They get main eventers that WWE has a hard time stealing, which might be impossible to steal. And not only that, but obviously, if you love Ring of Honor, you love New Japan. I've never seen anyone that doesn't like both of them. And what New Japan gets out of it is they get to go into the American market with that and Access TV with no risk of loss of money. So that's what they get out of each other. Plus, as the fans, we get to see awesome fucking matches. I thought Kushida Matsuda was amazing. The Four Corner Survival, it wasn't bad, but the Adam Cole Nakamura match was absolutely amazing. And I thought the only negatives about this show, one, it happened in 1984. I'm being sarcastic. Two. There's really no storylines. It's just, hey, motherfuckers, here's two companies. Watch that was a criticism. Wrestling. But besides that, I think it's a can't miss, especially if you like in-ring work. The Four Corner Survival match was definitely the weakest, but still not too bad. And the crowd ate it up. The Ring of Honor audience loves New Japan. American Alacard, hot tag to you. What did you think of this Ring of Honor show? Just let's recap it all together because it's getting late.
Okay.
Well, I thought the Kushida versus Seidel match, I thought it would involve a storyline, lead into a storyline since another pay-per-view is coming up, but since you guys said that Kushida doesn't have the junior heavyweight title anymore, I guess.
Well, it doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't?
Only to me, by the way. Only in my insane fucking way of thinking. Go ahead, sorry.
I was looking forward to Kushida versus Seidel and, Glory by Honor? I think that's what Glory by Honor. But I guess that's not going to happen, so yeah. But that takes nothing away from the match, which was damn good. I mean, Kushida, he's one of my favorite wrestlers when I get a chance to see him. And Seidel, he's stepped out of his shell since he's, gotten away from the other company. So, good match. The Four Corner Survival, it didn't really capture my attention, so I didn't really care.
It was squished in between two amazing one-on-one matches.
Yeah.
That's a hard place to be put. Go on.
But the Nakamura versus Cole match, that's how you get eyes on a product. Nakamura, I hate to say it, it's sad that he's only in New Japan because he should be on American television on a weekly basis. I don't care if WWE NXT has to, get him for a one-time pay-per-view, that NXT thing, or if TNA probably can't afford him, or whatever, the relationship or whatever, but the guy should be on American television. Amazing wrestler, amazing talent, a lot of personality, and great language barriers. So, I can't say it. I think it's a damn near 5-star match. So that's all I got to say about that.
Okay, your thoughts, and then we're going to go to comments.
Seidel Kushida, great match as expected. Love the style, fast-paced, crisp, fluent as expected with these two great athletes, because they really are athletes. And I love the psychology of Seidel's left arm being worked, and then when he went for his shooting star press and he landed on the left arm, he even sold it there. And when he celebrated, he did it with holding the arm. When in-ring psychology is done right, it's fucking incredible. But when it's like, when they do it, for instance, the one I always use an example is Mania 28, Cody worked Big Slow's leg over and over again, and the finish came where Big Slow just knocked him out and covered him. Like, if you work a body part, you have to work it. The finish has to be involved. For instance, a shooting star, he hurt his arm, but he still dragged himself over to cover. That's good in-ring psychology, so very good job. Extra points there from me. Four-way was, it's let's get Watanabe over, and he did a good job. I like Watanabe. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the never openweight division, maybe having some scraps with Maccabee and Ishii. I think that could be very interesting. And then Nakamura and Cole. Great match, great atmosphere, just great wrestling. Wrestling is best. That's why I support Ring of Honor so much. That's why I fucking love it so much. It's just the damn best wrestling company out there. And if they ever come over here to the UK for some miraculous reason, I will be the first person in line for the queue or for the tickets. I tell you, the very first person. I'm really looking forward to it. And then tomorrow I will get Global Wars UK. I get New Japan versus Revolution Pro Wrestling. Okada, Will Ospreay, Nakamura, Marty Scurll, AJ Styles, Jushin Liger. I can't wait to be there live. It's going to be a great time and a great experience.
Oh, wow.
That sounds amazing. I'd like to hear that review.
You'll be able to watch it on New Japan World. They're putting it up on New Japan World. Yeah.
Whoa, this is breaking fucking news, ladies and gentlemen. My fucking card is filled tomorrow night.
I don't know if it won't be live. It won't be live. It'll be on a delay.
Okay.
It'll be not RH delay, but it'll still be on a delay.
Yeah. I thought in-ring wise, New Japan / Ring of Honor delivered the best. But overall, I thought all the shows were good. Booms, your overall thoughts on Ring of Honor, and then it's comment time. Or you just want to go straight to comment time?
Overall, I thought it was good. In-ring wise, I think they were the best product this week. Absolutely. I just hate that it's dated. You've got a champion who's no longer a champion.
Championship doesn't exist.
Exactly. You got. Just storylines going on in Ring of Honor, and this stuff doesn't mesh with it. And now they're talking next week they're going to show They're going to start with highlights from the Field of Honor show that they did back. Yeah, this is back when they were doing NXT Takeover Brooklyn, and it was August. Yeah, it was later on that. Because I remember that was a big criticism there is that they weren't putting that on pay-per-view because I guess they're filming it and putting it on TV that way. But there was one thing that King Carino said that I don't think is getting a lot of attention, but I think it's very important, and we need to mention this here, is that King Carino said something to the effect of, well, these guys are coming in here now and they're winning some big matches in Ring of Honor, and that's got to be putting them in a line for championship matches. So I'm thinking that you think they're going to break this, because right now it's being presented as exhibition matches that really don't matter for anything. Now it sounds like they're going to start bringing wins, losses, records in here, and then you could see theoretically, Shinsuke Nakamura challenge for the ROH title. These
and that is the day that I die of pure joy. Pure joy. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Booms, anything else?
No, that'll do it. Let's go ahead and get some comments.
We're going to go for live comments for about 10 more minutes. Gentlemen, it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, but I know in your time zones it's crazy, so you guys can tap out at any time. I'll try to go fast. Just cut me off when you want to talk. Okay. Let's see. Thanks, Matt, Bon, Parash, JP, and Bullet Club Biggs of Forsaken. They watched on Google+. Let's see. Andy Paps on the Facebook says Bullet Club better than Chaos. Well, I did not know a comment on Facebook can emotionally kill me inside. Now I know. Now I fucking know. Fuck you, Team Chaos for life, bitches. That hurt. Why do you try to hurt me, Facebook? Why? We're 12-0, baby. Not too bad. We're going to a college bowl game with a record like that. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Carlos says Trevor Lee always does that spot. LOL. So I think he's correcting someone, but I don't know the time. I don't know much about Trevor Lee, so if you're correcting me, I apologize. Oh, I think LK crashed. He's like, bye guys, it was a pleasure as always. No problem. Thank you, LK. He didn't even get to promote his LK YouTube channel from Smark and Mark. Carlos says KocoSports proudly presents Wednesday Night Ciampa. LOL. That's Tommy Tampa, baby. Carlos says, who was the biggest winner this week? Was it NXT? Was it TNA? New Japan? ROH? Nope. Tommy Tampa is the biggest winner. It actually says Ciampa. Yeah, he's on both shows. He recruited that and stuff. LB Clash of Kings. I agree with Boom Boom. Well, LB, I thought we had something special. Let's see what he agrees with. That I like the finish of the Knockouts match, but I think that match was missing was Taryn and Angelina. But because Angelina is pregnant, they need some more members of Beautiful People's team. Carlos says, oh, all right. Do you need to say something?
I was going to say they could bring back Lacey Von Erich, but that's a whole can of crazy you don't want to open.
No, I'll tell the Lacey Von Erich story. I'll just tell it. I'll keep it short. She is beautiful, like crazy.
Oh yeah,
even in real life. Because like sometimes, I'm not gonna throw anyone under the bus, but there's some WWE divas when you see them in real life, you're like, you're not very good looking. And then there's some that look even better. Like Molly Holly looks a million times better in person. And there's some that look amazing in Playboy spreads, and then you see them in real life, you're like, bitch, you fucking wear a lot of makeup. But no, Lacey Von Erich, she's just beautiful. You just stare at her, and she's so beautiful that, like, even though she had a child, like, all the FCW wrestlers surrounded her. Like, they're just like, oh, I'm going to be super nice. And I went there and talked to her. I'm like, all right, let's go see. And I introduced myself, and I remember, like, just feeling uncomfortable. And I looked to James Legend, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to her anymore. And James goes, dude, she's literally in front of you. I'm like, I know. And I just stepped out. Like, no, that poor girl. She's beautiful.
I actually interviewed
she's
her.
high on the crazy train. Like, how beautiful she is, that's how high she's on the crazy train. And a lot of guys can look past that. But, dude, that's your nightmare in the morning.
Oh, yeah, I agree with it, man. Like, I think my first or second year I was in Internet Wrestling and Radio, I managed to score an interview with her right after she left WWE. During that interview, that phone interview, my God, it's like the engine's running, but nobody's behind the wheel.
With who?
It's uncomfortable. Lacey Von Erich. She's crazy beautiful and crazy.
Just fucking crazy.
Yeah. So, Carlos says, on my honest opinion, the overall quality of the takeover events are slowly declining. Maybe, but I don't know about that. Even though these events are having one match of the year candidates. All right. Carlos also says, thus far this year with special events or pay-per-views, is each of your favorites. All right, let me read that again because I stuttered. I don't know if he typed that or I just fucking stuttered. I just said words. American Alacard's like, what did that motherfucker say? All right,
I'm looking at Lacey Von Erich, and yeah, she's still hot. Yeah, she's her Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back to Carlos. Thus far this year, which special event or pay-per-view is each of your guys' favorite? Mine is a tie between PWG, Don't Sweat the Technique. I need to see more PWG. I feel like I'm outside a nightclub, and everyone's like, it's the most amazing thing ever in there. And I'm like, hey, can I come in? They're like, no. And Wrestle Kingdom 9. I was there at Wrestle Kingdom 9 live, so that's kind of unfair because you get like, if you're there live, it's just I think pro wrestling's a better experience live. but I still say Wrestle Kingdom 9. What's your favorite pay-per-view or special event of the year? American Alacard?
I'm gonna say probably Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, I watched my first one this year, and to tell the truth, no pay-per-view this year to me has come close to that.
All right, Boom Boom. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever little thing you're doing sounds like you're slicing ninjas.
I am. That's what I do. They attack me. Here in my apartment.
Well, what's your favorite special event or pay-per-view of the year?
Probably Ultima Lucha.
Oh, you fucking bastard. That was pretty awesome, too. I like the G1. It's just, after the heartbreak of Wrestle Kingdom 9 and then 19 days and a heartbreak of Tanahashi again, I don't know. I kind of feel like I wasted my time. Like, when Tanahashi won, I was like, there's 19 days of my life that are gone. I love Tanahashi because he's such a great wrestler, but I hate Tanahashi because he's not Team Chaos and he wins all the time. Dude, I am a fanboy, dude, of Team Chaos beyond fucking belief. Like, I probably hate Tanahashi. He'll be like, I'm on Team Chaos. I'll be like, you motherfucking Tanahashi haters. I love Team Chaos. If loving Team Chaos is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I want to throw something in here real quick, guys. I was on the WWE website, and unknown to me, Survivor Series is happening in Atlanta. But the only seats that are available are $50 seats and $29 bullshit high top level decker seats.
Yeah.
For the $29 seats, is it still worth it to go if those are the only ones available by the time I get around to buying a seat?
In my opinion, yes, because I think I don't know, as a little kid, I was poor, and I couldn't go to live events. So when I earned a little bit of money, like, being at a live event, even at this age, is still special. So, like, I would go live. And the only reason I would go live, even if it's cheap seats or whatever, is because, I don't know, as a fan, you're like, oh, I was at WrestleMania 24. Oh, I was at almost every Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know, as a fan, I just think that sounds cool and it's worth the $30. But, I don't know, not everyone agrees with me. And maybe it's because I grew up as a little kid who couldn't afford going to these events. Going there live really feels special to me. Like, I always want to do it as a kid. Now that I'm an adult, I absolutely love it. Like, I remember, I don't know, I just love going live. But I don't know if people agree. Booms, would you go with the cheap seats or stay at home and watch on the network?
You know what? I might actually do. If I got a chance to go, especially for a pay-per-view in my hometown, yeah, I'd probably spend the extra cash and go to the pay-per-view. I
mean, if you can afford the $50 seats, go for it.
Oh yeah.
I would still go with the cheap seats, but that's just me. I don't know. I don't know. To me, pro wrestling, it's just sporting events, except the American football. I think American football is the only one where it's better on television. I think some people disagree, but I think
only because everything else is sold out. Like the $300 ticket, well, I can't afford $300 tickets, but they're about to be sold out, and the only thing left are $50, some $70 tickets, and $29 and $50 tickets. Those are all things left. Everything else is pretty much sold out.
I would see the difference between how close it is to the 50 and 29, and if it's like this, not that far difference, I would just buy it at 29. I'd probably buy it at 29, especially because I have kids. So like when I go to a live event, I try to bring all 76 of my kids. So I definitely buy the cheap tickets. Like people always tell me, like, your seats at Wrestle Kingdom sucked. I'm like, dude, I brought like 700 kids. Those things suck. I can't sit ringside. I got to sit ringside TNA because it was only me and my wife and a couple Japanese friends, and even my Japanese friends sat among the crowd. So yeah, if I like to bring my son to live events. So if it, I don't know. It's either I go by myself and sit real close, or go with my family and sit kind of in the cheap seats. So, but I would go. That's just me. LB Clash of Kings says, do you think Team Canada should be inducted in the Hall of Fame next year? I say yes. I mean, if you can't get AJ, then I say yes. AJ should go in before Team Canada. ROH biggest decision to make: put Dalton Castle and Silas Young as your main eventers and give Dalton Castle, Moose, and Adam Cole a world title run. Should they make a main eventers? I love Dalton Castle. I love the character. I love the way he wrestles. I love the way he suplexes. Silas Young, I'm not a big fan of, but he's the perfect rival for Dalton Castle. Like, before Silas Young feuded with Dalton Castle, I had no interest in him. But like, he's the perfect opponent, so I do. I don't know. I like to see Dalton Castle in the main event. I don't know. Adam Cole. I've shit on Adam Cole and loved Adam Cole, but I think Adam Cole is kind of like what's his name, Prince Pretty of Ring of Honor. Like, he's like, I'm too good to be here, but I'm too good not to go to WWE or TNA, but I'm not as good as the main eventers at Ring of Honor. But I don't know. People might disagree with that. I don't know. But yeah, I love Dalton Castle. What's your thoughts? Dalton Castle, Moose, Adam Cole, Silas Young, main event scene. American Alacard, your thoughts?
Dalton Castle, hell yes. The guy gets it, character-wise, wrestling. Moose, I don't know. I get excited when Moose comes out with the whole... I went to a live show. I couldn't stop doing it. But still. And who was the other guy?
Adam Cole and Silas Young.
Adam Cole's already, you might as well say he's already a man of them. I mean, the guy's already made. Silas Young, you know what, the perfect place for Silas Young for right now would be probably television title. And then world title years later on. But I wouldn't say main eventer yet.
Boom Boom, your thoughts?
Well, let's see. Dalton Castle, I think he'll get a shot at it. I don't know if he'll win it. Moose, I think they're going to groom him to be a Ring of Honor champion. Silas Young, I'm not sure if they'll put him in that position. I wouldn't complain if they did, because I think he's like a great heel. Would be someone. And was there anybody else? I think I'm missing one.
Dalton Castle, Moose, Adam Cole, Silas Young.
Adam Cole's already been there, so yeah, he'll be back there again.
LB Clash King says, am I the only one not really fully behind the Bullet Club? You know what? I like the Bullet Club. I'm like Mookie Blaylock, Pearl Jam. Like, I like the Bullet Club when they were singing the hits. Now it's kind of like that. And usually when I see a Bullet Club fan, I'm like, really? I don't know. It's kind of like wearing a Jordan jersey back in the day. You're like, are you really a Bulls fan, or is that the only guy you know? But yeah, a group not at home. Also, fantasy book. What if Bully Ray or Maria was leader of the Bullet Club? Bully Ray, leader of the Bullet Club, would be amazing. Maria would make me want to kill myself. I have no idea how Maria is so popular in Ring of Honor and New Japan. Like, she's beautiful. I get it. There's no way she should be featured as much as she is. Fact or fiction? Who retires first, Cena or the Bella Twins? Bella Twins.
Bella Twins, definitely.
Carlos, this one's towards you. I disagree with American Alacard. Nakamura should be more like Lesnar, only appearing once a month at the most.
Yeah, but at least on American television. I mean, he doesn't even appear on American television. Well, okay, Ring of Honor is American television, but it's
you
not.
You want Nakamura in TNA? Just say it out loud. We know you're thinking.
I mean, I want him in TNA. I want him in NXT. I want him on a grander stage than Ring of Honor. No disrespect to Ring of Honor, but it's not seen by everybody. You know, I want Nakamura to be worldwide. I want worldwide Nakamura fever to strike America.
All right, 3 more. These are the last three questions because A, I gotta pee. B, kid cheese is home, and C, I gotta clean the bathtub, and D, I have to go to work. Damn you, real life. So last 3 questions. Then Booms, you're gonna wrap this up. American Alacard, you can tell people where they can find you. And there we go. Carlos.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Carlos Saldana says, the Never title, IC title, and heavyweight title all get to be main event New Japan shows. How come the junior heavyweight title never gets to be main event shows? I just think they don't have a big enough star drawing wise. That's just my humble opinion. I think, maybe they did when Prince Devitt had the title. I mean, if Ricochet wins the title, you might have a drawing power. I mean, they have a junior heavyweight tournament that's pretty much the majority of everything. I think they'll have a junior heavyweight main event soon. I'm 99.9% sure they have before. I just think they need bigger stars. Ricochet.
Before you call Prince Puma again.
I do love me some Prince Puma and Ricochet. I don't know which one I love more. If someone told me Ricochet is Prince Puma, I would even love it even more. No, I'm just kidding. I love Ricochet, anything he does. I'm the type of guy, like, if Ricochet stars in Big 2, the Tom Hanks sequel, I'm watching it. I'm Team Ricochet, baby. LB Clash of Kings. At the end of the year, guys, should give your picks at the end 2015 what pay-per-view is the best pay-per-view of 2015. We have an award show every year. It's the Triforce, and we'll do it again this year. LB Clash of King. I think Lacey kind of has Eva Marie effect, but no.
Mm-hmm.
Lacey is a million times hotter than Eva Marie. A million times. Like, there's people that are like, oh, Eva Marie is hot. Like, Rob really loves Eva Marie. Like, there's even, like, people, no. No. And maybe it's because I've seen them both in person, but let me tell you, I've never seen a locker room come out and want to talk to a woman. And that's including all the NXT divas, all the TNA girls. No pro wrestler, like, goes out of the way to talk to them. Yet a whole fucking locker room. Lacey Von Erich, the locker room follows her like a puppy. No, she is crazy hot. Eva Marie effect because Lacey Von Erich, a horrible blonde, makes a little bit hotter than Eva. No, I don't even think they're in the same ballpark. Not even in the same ballpark. And I think American Alacard is being murdered.
I'll just walk around. I can hear you guys.
Okay. American Alacard, we're wrapping this bad boy up. Tell the Internet Infantry what they can do for you today.
Well, you can subscribe to my channel. I am no longer American Alacard.
You'll always be American Alacard to me. Just like Kana will always be Kana, Kenta will be always Kenta. I don't care about your WWE name. You're always American Alacard to me. Go ahead.
Well, it's guy on internet who doesn't live reviews, just kind of rolls off the tongue. On Twitter, you can just find me under American Alacard. Facebook, you have to get to know me to get my Facebook. So, yeah, hit me up on those two things and you get my Facebook. So, yeah.
All right. And, yeah, American Alacard, we got sometime this weekend, we have to go over to Secret Project because we're planning on launching it. Boom, boom. Show me why you're the best pitch man in the business, because I really am doing the pee-pee dance under this desk.
All right, I'd like to tell everybody to go come and join us at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes boxing, mixed martial arts, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling, taekwondo, kickboxing, judo. You can get your nose broke doing it. We got it covered there on the site. Be sure to check out our news and gossip section, as well as our very popular video on demand section. It's KocoSports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
Awesome, thank you. Hopefully we'll have news on the Secret Project. Thanks to our friends at Geek Essentials. LK from Smark and Mark, of course, was here earlier in the night, but crashed because he's UK time. Thank you. Check out my friend's new book, I Like God. It's not about Terry Funk, but it's an easy read, so definitely check it out. And if I forgot anyone, thank you from the bottom of my heart, but I really got to go. Boom, boom. American Alacard, LK, Internet Infantry. Thank you as always. Did I say like, comment, subscribe? Like, comment, subscribe. KocoSports.net. And with that, I am over.